Hey everyone, Colbert here. Welcome to another Racial Legends Guide video. So today, guys, we're going over Candra-Pwn, as I like to call him. Since the recent patch, he got actually reworked, and he's actually way better than what he was before. So before he did have a good amount of damage, but now he became even better because of a few changes to his kit, to his A1, A2, but also his A3. So very quickly, let's go over the gear that I have currently on Candraphon. It's not an exact guide on how to build Candraphon just because of gear limitations for newer players and of course mid-game and end-game players. Everybody has different kind of sets lying around in their inventory. I do have a good Savage set and of course a Cruel set to go for him. So overall his stats are about 5,000 attack, 170 on speed. I know that might be a bit low, but the other stats are great. 96% critical rate, and 242% critical damage with Helm Smasher, not flawless execution. So overall, this makes him like a big threat for the enemies. If he gets the turn in, that A2 will be fantastic for him to actually blow up everybody else. So he's got a good amount of health also, so 36,000 health, plus the skills that Candraphon has make him a much tankier target than say Roto's was before the patch. So Candraphon is great because he's also Force, guys. So Force means he'll be stronger against that Trunda or Foley that might be against him and try to take him down, which are prevalent right now in the arena. So Candraphon is not only an arena champion, but can be used in other places as well. So we'll go over a few dungeon runs with him and also arena just to showcase his power overall in all areas of the game. So what I tried to focus in his gear was, of course, critical damage on the gloves, critical rate, and attack percentage wherever possible. I was trying to get 100%, but I just couldn't do it with the full Savage set and a Cruel set. I could get 100%, but I would lose on the other stats, and I wanted to see how much damage we can get with that kind of gear, with 30% ignore defense, so 25 here, and then another 5% here. 15% increased damage from the Cruel set, and of course our Masteries will have that added benefit on top of that. So overall, I try to get attack percentage on the chest, no attack percentage on the boots. I could have done that. Instead, I went for speed on the boots because these are quite good boots for a Cruel set. And then let's go over his skills. So for his skills, guys, of course I maxed everything out just to do this video. He has only 2 skills that do take books. So his A1, it's very simple, attacks one enemy, place an extra hit if the target is under any buff. Beforehand, I think this was place an extra hit if the target is under an attack up buff. So this is way better than it was before, just because there is not that often the case that the enemy targets have only an attack up buff. So in this case, under any buff means any single buff that's out there. Even a healing over time will work for him to do like a double hit. And his A1 hits very hard, guys. So it has a very good multiplier. I've seen 100k hits, crits, basically with his A1. And when it's a double hit, it's like 100k plus 100k. Definitely anybody is going down when that happens. So Butcher's Glee is his A2. This is the skill that you need to get a kill with at least. So attacks all enemies a 3 turns cooldown when fully maxed out with 5 books. So grants an extra turn and resets the cooldown of On the Hunt skill if this attack kills an enemy. So On the Hunt is basically his third move, but it's not really like a third move. It's mostly used for him to protect himself, and on auto he sometimes uses it, which makes it a bit difficult in some situations when you say, okay, please Candraphon, go for your A1, and instead he goes for that A3. So A2 is great because it does reset your A3, and let's go over and see that A3. When you get that extra turn, it's great for you to usually go with that A1 to just get more kills in and eliminate as many threats as possible. So look at this A3, guys. Plays a perfect Veil buff, which basically negates 15% damage, if I remember correctly, from him, like from all AoEs, and also 50% increased attack buff, 30% increased speed buff, and also 30% increased critical damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. Fantastic amount of buffs to have on Candraphon with this when this is activated. So overall, I think it does help for more prolonged fights. When you do get a reset on Butcher's Glee for On the Hunt, it just helps you just stay protected. And when you are under a perfect veil, guys, you have From the Shadows, his passive. So damage increased by 40% while attacking under a veil or perfect veil buff. and also receives 40% less damage. So it is just fantastic. The amount of damage reduction that this champion has while under a Veil buff is just amazing. Also boosts the champion's turn meter by 15% each time this champion receives damage under a Veil or perfect Veil buff. So in the cases that Candraphon gets attacked, he'll also boost his turn meter and get that turn in and possibly go for his A2 or A1 and try to get a kill in. So it's fantastic when he's under Veil. So champions like a Duchess go great with Candraphon. So finally, the active effect places a perfect Veil buff on this champion for 1 turn. Each time an enemy's turn meter is filled, this buff cannot be removed. Fantastic. Once you go in the fight and you're not under a perfect Veil, he will basically go under a perfect Veil when the enemy just fills up with turn meter and protects your Candraphon, makes somebody else the target for the enemy. And of course, he also has an aura for all ally attack in arena battles by 33%. Not that important in my view, just because you're never going to go with him as in the lead. You're going to go with a speed lead possibly, or some kind of other more protective lead and not an attack lead. So Masteries very quickly, guys. As you can see, we're here on Helm Smasher. Helm Smasher, that 50% chance of ignoring 25% of the target's defense. It's huge when it does proc. I do like the RNG factor in this one, just because his AoE will be hitting 4 targets. It's very unlikely, it's not impossible, but very unlikely you miss it on all 4 targets. So I do prefer Helm Smasher there instead of something else. We also have 30% ignore defense from our sets, the Helm Smasher and the Cruel, the Savage set and the Cruel set. So 30% from this one, another 25 possible from here. Makes it a really good combination for his gear and also his Masteries. Of course, I went the defense route, not support, because he does not have any kind of debuffs. He would not benefit at all out of the support tree. Maybe with lasting gifts, so he could extend the buffs that he does apply on himself. But instead, I went for that defense in case he goes in there for a counter attack. That A1, as I said before, hits quite hard. And of course, if the enemy has a buff on himself, he'll be hit by 2 A1's default skills by Candraphon and possibly die. So fantastic way to basically counter the enemies and also gain some resistance and damage reduction from the defensive tree. For the offensive tree, overall, I just try to get as much damage as possible. Also damage based with a shield breaker. Of course, I'm running him with the Madame series. She will be removing those shields. So ideally, I should have gone with Heart of Glory instead and maybe Life Drinker there for that additional heal in case he goes low. Cycle of Violence for the chance to reset cooldowns. Blood Shield to get a small amount of shield so he can survive a bit more when he gets a kill in. And of course, Kill Streak increases damage inflicted by 6% in the arena and 3% in all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion. So this one I do like the most in the arena. It's just plain logic. You need this. You get 2 kills. It's 12% increased damage. It definitely helps to any damage dealer. So let's go and do just one dungeon maybe. Let's just go and do what should we do? Should we try Dragon, where he's gonna be strong affinity? Yeah, let's try that one. We're gonna go in there with very similar team to our let's go with this team. Very similar team to to our arena team. So this one does have Criskin there. A lot of strong champions in there. I'm just gonna showcase his power once you go, to try to beat down the dragon. So let's put in Venus as well to apply that defense down and weaken, so we get those big numbers. Hopefully, let me turn it this way. Gonna see that defense down, attack down. Not really needed since Candraphon will go now. Look at that. Big numbers, 135k with his A2. And then he gained an extra turn, 133k with his A1. Just fantastic. And all because of that Veil buff, also increasing his damage overall. We see now that he does not have the Veil buff, just because nobody gained turn meter somehow. So he went with that A3 without the Veil buff, and we saw 75,000 with no defense down also. So just great amount of damage. Duchess now protects everyone with that Veil. Look at that, 146 and 133k. So almost 300,000 damage just from his A1 is just bonkers. I mean, just fantastic. The amount of difference the patch has made on Candraphon's damage is just huge. Also, the books definitely help on Candraphon, and I do enjoy enjoy using him in the arena, and also some of the dungeons sometimes when I do my runs. Although this one's like a way slower team than usually. So we see at the boss 140k there on the big dragon. Actually, Venus is gonna be doing way more damage here with her poisons. So look at that. 100, was it 160k? I think it was a bit fast for me. Just waiting for Candraphon to gain that extra turn, hopefully. There we go, 100k. No, not 160k. Only because it was only defense down, not weaken. That's why we had reduced damage there. So there we go, defense down and weaken. There's that A to 135k. And we want to see that A1 go. 167,000, just fantastic. I do think he could also be used in the clan boss if you want to just do a specific setup with him in the clan boss. He should be definitely fun with that A1, just doing a ton of damage, especially on that clan boss when he is with the attack up buff. When he's under 50%, then definitely Candraphon will be doing just immense amount of damage with that A1, and also maybe a counter attack buff as well on him. Just Candraphon could be definitely used in a clan boss situation, even a non-unkillable team. So guys, we're in the arena right now. Let's do some arena fights. And we actually got a bot team, so I'll kind of have to refresh for this video. Let's just do like let's just do like one run with this team, but it's a bot team. It's just gonna be a joke. You know, the bot pages kind of bug that they said we currently have. So we would boost even against the normal team. Hide everyone with Duchess there. We've got the perfect veil going. Apply the defense down, decrease attack, then go with that A2. Boom, look at that, 121k. We probably got a weak hit there on Martyr, and then that 100k on Martyr with that A1. Let's refresh because I don't want to fight that bot page. Such a mistake. Always farm the bot page. Okay, let's go over to this team, guys. It has a torment in there, so hopefully we won't get frozen. Let's see how this goes. Oh, there's a freeze. It's fine. We'll apply the block T-buff buff on everyone. Let's go with that decrease attack and defense. We'll get our turn eventually. Don't worry about it. Whenever our Candraphon gets hit, remember we gain some extra turn meter, and we're gonna see him now finally taking that turn against targets with decreased defense. And I really want to see if we can kill at least 2 of them. Oh, there's that ally protection. So let's see. There we go. We got a triple there. A triple basically, Torment revived. Then we go for that additional A1 on Shazar, and that's it. So definitely getting frozen here. I mean, I could have run immunity sets on him, but my damage potential would be way lower instead of savage sets and cruel sets. Against Torments, I usually use my blender team, which has immunity sets. So let's try against this team with a Lord Shazar. Wow, like a double booster there, and also Lord Shazar for that the big speed lead. He has the biggest speed lead in the game. We're fine. Even if they take a turn there, we go with the decrease defense and decrease attack. We were not speed tuned with this team, but it's fine. Let's go A2. Look at that, 100k on everybody. Then we go for that A1. Even a weak hit did 23k. Just fantastic. Let's go for a few more fights and see that Candra-Pwn action. So here, very strong targets like a Foley. We're gonna have very hard time against the Foley if we are not very careful here. So there's the Foley trying to kill the Duchess. Remember, we gain extra turns whenever we get attacked, so we kind of want to be slower because we'll not really die with Candraphon just because of his protection when he has a veil buff, and also his passive, which gives him a huge amount of damage reduction. So A2, and that's it, 140k. Wow, that was just huge numbers. Let's go. This one should be very easy. I mean, even if we don't go with Candraphon, as the decreased defense. Okay. Boom. There we go. 148k crits. And double hit there with 107 and 114. So 230k just with that A1 because the enemy had a buff on. This is a much easier team to go against. So again, I'll let this go on auto. Bad thing about Madame Siri, she'll do... Oh, she didn't do A2 there. That was weird. She didn't do A2. I was going to say she always does A2 on auto, but apparently against this team, she went for that that A3, which is what we want. So against this one, let's just go on auto and see what they do. Okay, not optimize that enemy team. Chanda's gonna go try to kill that Candraphon. Not really, barely scratching with that weak hit, and that's it. We get an extra turn, 77k, to do the finishing touch on that Arbiter. Wow, just amazing the amount of damage he can get to right now because of his passes, because of the utility and synergy that he has with like a Duchess who gives him you know, that veil buff before we go into the fight, and don't let the enemies actually get that turn. He can actually get that veil buff without a Duchess because of the active effect of from the shadows. But guys, if you have a Duchess and you go first, he can gain it through Duchess's A2. So Candraphon, fantastic champion. I do recommend you to guys build him. If you did get him, you won't regret it. And of course, try to get some good gear on him and see his damage potential, especially in the arena, but also the dungeons, as we saw, you know, in the in the dragon dungeon. Thanks guys for watching. If you watched this far, subscribe if you haven't already, of course. Like this video always, it does help the videos rank up on YouTube and the algorithm. So definitely do that if you haven't. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.